This is a tutorial for the Aerosoft Airbus extended version. We're in Nuremberg and we're gonna make a little test flight. I'm gonna show you how to set up everything from cold and dark state. We're gonna take off. We're gonna fly a sit. We're gonna fly a transition. We're gonna fly a star. We're gonna make an ILS approach. And I'm gonna show you step by step how this airplane works. First of all, we're gonna jump into the cockpit. As you can see, the engines are running and everything, but I want this aircraft cold and dark, so I'm using the right FMC and choose aircraft state cold and dark. It's gonna take a couple of seconds, and then everything is cold and dark. Okay, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna turn on the external power up here and wait a couple of seconds, and you can hear it coming. Okay. After that, we're gonna check if our parking brakes are set. They're off, so we're gonna turn them on. Okay. So after that, I'm going to show you some of the options for the checklist. We're going to turn checklist on, Copilot off. Otherwise, the Copilot's doing everything for you. Turn it off. Info bar off. We don't need that. And this also off. Okay. Then go back. Checklist, and then we're gonna start with the cockpit preparation. Before we do that, let's turn on all of this displays here and here. Okay, start checklist.
Okay, let's start with the cockpit preparation check.
Batteries are up here. Turn
Set
them on.
Electrical power. External power on.
Navigation lights.
Turn them on
Set
here.
on.
Engine master.
Both off.
Engine mode selector.
It's here.
Checked normal.
Landing gear lever.
Checked.
It's here.
Parking brake.
Is on.
We already checked that.
Checked position.
Speed brake lever.
Checked retracted.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Transponder mode.
Just click standby.
Checked standby.
Radio control panel.
Turn it on here.
Set on.
ETM recall.
Just push the recall button. Maybe twice.
Ground tax is 2137 taxi.
Checked.
Landing skid.
Is on.
Flight director.
Is on.
Right here.
Emergency lights.
Echo, Bravo.
Turn them on up here. Just
Set.
arm them.
Signs.
No smoking signs. Completely
Set
on.
on.
Anti-ice.
Turn
Are
it
off.
off.
Power window heat.
Is off.
Air condition.
Checked.
Issue panel.
Checked.
Electric panel.
Checked.
Fuel pumps.
Up here. Also turn them on.
Set on.
Hydraulics.
Checked.
Active brake pressure.
Checked.
Ground proximity warning system.
Are on.
It's also up here.
Electronic flight control system.
Is on.
ADIRS.
Up here. Turn it
Set
to
to
nav.
Emergency equipment.
Checked.
Checklist complete.
Okay, this was cockpit preparation. Next checklist is the before start checklist. Before we do the before start checklist, we're gonna program the FMC. We're gonna start with pressing in it and then aligning our IRS. You can select the FMC in the second window by pressing this button here, and you can select the keyboard by selecting this button on the left. Okay, so I selected keyboard input on. We're gonna fly from Nuremberg, Echo Delta Delta November to Nuremberg. We just yeah, this is just for training. Our flight number is 6421. Cost index is 90. Just look it up in the handbook, which cost index you should use. And we're gonna fly in 5,000 feet. That's enough. Okay. The second page is our fuel page. I calculated that we're gonna have 4. Just type it in here. You can use the fuel planner for this. Okay, next page we're gonna take care of is the flight plan page. First of all, we're gonna select our SID, standard instrumental departure, from Nuremberg. Okay, just Nuremberg, then departure, and we're gonna depart from runway 28, and we're gonna use the SID called Erlangen 8 Kilo. This is a special SID for training. Actually, it's only allowed for, it's not allowed to fly there with jets, but I don't care. Okay, just this one, and then insert. And after that, usually you would, if you would fly a route from Nuremberg to somewhere, to add waypoints and everything in airways, you would choose Erlangen and then airways and type in the airway and the waypoints right here. But we're just flying something like a traffic pattern, so we're not going to do that. But if you want to fly from Nuremberg to somewhere, just select the last waypoint of the SID, and then airways, and then type in your airway here, and after you type in the airway, you can type in a waypoint, and after that again airway, waypoint, airway, waypoint. The last waypoint of your route is the first waypoint of your star. Star is standard terminal arrival. Yeah, so we're gonna choose the star now. VOR Erlangen is our last waypoint, so just keep that in mind by selecting the star. We're going to choose Nuremberg for arrival, and after that we're going to select the runway. We're going to make an ILS approach, runway 28, and there's no star, which is called Erlangen, because Erlangen is a transition in this case. It depends on the airport, just look it up in the charts. Okay, transition Erlangen. It's gonna usually ways either the last waypoint, and then it you fly the transition to final, or sometimes it's first star, a couple of waypoints, and after that transition. It depends on the airport. You can choose star and transition right here. After you've chosen all of this, just insert it again. Okay, we're going to check our flight plan again. We're going to depart from Nuremberg, runway 28, and then directly to VOR Erlangen. We're going to reach our top of climb here. We have to get rid of this here. Just clear it out of there, and maybe again, and then you can see after Erlangen we're going to fly to that waypoint, and then this, and then arrive again at runway 28, make an ILS approach. Okay, this was our flight plan. Next page is the performance page. Now you have to choose the flap setting. Flap setting is mostly 1. In this case it is 1. It depends on the wind, the weather, it depends on the runway, it depends on a whole lot of things. Mostly it's 1. And after we typed in our flap setting, it's calculating automatically the takeoff speeds. Okay, first phase, takeoff phase is already done. Next phase, climb phase, is managed. We're going to climb to 5,000 feet by a managed climb. Cruising, only a couple of seconds. Descent page, also kind of managed. The Airbus doesn't really handle that at the moment yet. I think there's going to be an update someday. And then approach phase. We're going to take care of the approach phase as soon as we start descending. Just you have to know QNH, temperature, wind, transition altitude, and your decision height. That's important. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is turn off the keyboard input and start with the next checklist. Before we do that, we have to close the door.